And we're singing. We're singing. Dun, 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 dun. Time to talk. Beauty and the Bitch.
Mick, I'm so excited to be here today.
Oh, aren't you always excited to spend time with me, your best friend in the entire world?
Okay. But I am excited about the topic that we're covering today.
Mm.
It's really important in honor of Women's History Month that we're talking about the first Marvel superhero film starring a female protagonist, right? Like, it's her film.
It's been a very long time coming. And you're right, it's lovely for Women's History Month.
Her film, and we're just so proud of Scarlett Johansson. Because she has just worked so hard in her role as Black Widow.
She is.
And she just deserves this. She's gonna
deserve
crush
to
it.
star.
They're even saying she's marvelous. Did you see the ads? She's gonna be fantastic. They even promoted her to Captain, which I think is like a step up from what she used to do. I'm just really happy for her.
So I'm always the one that confuses all the people who are similar race and gender. So normally I'm the one. Oh God, this is kind of hard for me to tell you because you're so excited, and I feel kind of like I'm
ScarJo. I made this T-shirt with a picture of her that says "We is proud."
Yeah, and it's you. Well, and she deserves a lot of props and kudos for Ghost in the Shell, if nothing else. Oh, see, that's not true. Another thing that's not true is that this movie is not about ScarJo. I don't even know if she's in this.
Yeah, because it's about Black Widow.
Wrong. This is about Captain Marvel.
What? That's just they said she's a marvelous captain.
No, it's by Brie Larson plays her, and she is marvelous, but she is not ScarJo in any way.
So what I'm hearing here is that Marvel was like, "We hear you, we see you, fan base. You need a woman-centered superhero film. We've got a woman lined up. She's Black Widow, but instead of doing that, we're gonna do this other thing."
Yeah, essentially they said, "Hey, have you heard of this woman? Great, here she is." And everyone was like, no, I don't know who she is.
Right, like the answer was no?
Yeah, it's shocking. To me, it should have been Black Widow, or at the very least, Scarlet Witch. Yes. Scarlett Johansson or Scarlet Witch.
Either one of the Scarlets would have been fine.
Either of the Scarlets. But instead, we're doing Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, who... I'm sorry, my queen, but I don't give a shit about Captain Marvel. I'm so sorry. It has nothing to do with her being a woman.
Coming for us.
Well, who the shit cares about Captain Marvel?
Well, Captain Marvel... Really? Is what we're here to talk about.
It is what. So I'm gonna dredge up some kind of joy about it.
But that's okay. You can. I'm here for the trash talk. Well, and the trash talk is happening here on our podcast. Welcome back to Beauty and the Bitch.
I forgot the intro. My name is Mick,
and I'm Morgan. And like we said, we're here to talk about Captain Marvel, which is the first female-centered Marvel superhero film. So it is going to be an interesting thing either way, monumental for that reason alone.
Oh yeah. And let me be, so it comes out on March 8th. Okay. So I think a couple days ago when this gets published.
When it's published,
in the next couple days after it comes out. So here's my thing about Captain Marvel. I've been waiting for a female-centric movie. Mm-hmm. I'm super excited, and I hope it's good. Right. I like Brie Larson. I love her from Community. I don't know if you're familiar with her in that. Or am I crazy? You know, sometimes I get people confused. Let me just double check I'm not a fucking idiot.
I don't know.
The only
Allison Brie?
No, she's the brown. Yeah. She has brown hair. Yeah. No.
The blonde girl's a different person.
Oh, no, it's not Brie Larson.
No.
Oh, she's from Room. Oh, and also Kong Skull Island.
Yeah, which she was in with that,
like... No, she's Rachel in Community.
Who's Rachel?
I don't know. I'm looking at her right now. Rachel in Community.
But she's not the other
She's not
that
girl. Main blonde girl.
No,
who's annoying.
Who also has a thriving career. She's doing pretty well.
Well, I mean, I like her. I just find the character annoying. But wait. Let me... Rachel in Community.
It's something he's
Abed Nadir and Rachel first met during his 4th year at Greendale Community College. They were drawn together by their mutual love of classic TV and movie tropes. She's
Abed's girlfriend.
Abed's girl.
Okay.
Not who I thought she was in Community. She looks great. She's got a pair of glasses on. They ugged her up in the way Hollywood does.
Interesting.
But anyway, so Brie Larson, she's an activist, right? And
yes.
she's a very vocal female rights activist and feminist. And just generally a humanitarian.
And she famously, when she had to give the Oscar award to Casey Affleck. She, didn't clap for him or congratulate him and was very, stoic about it because he had just come under, allegations for, sexual harassment on the set of, women. And, I can't remember the extent of that, but she was very, okay, well, this is the world we live in, where, because she was presenting to him because the previous year she won for her role in Room, which is a very, it's a great film, but it's about, really tough topics that involve, rape and abuse and, all kinds of stuff. And so for her to the very next year have to celebrate her win by giving an award to a person who was, coming under allegations for those things was, she wasn't happy about it.
Marry, fuck, kill. Ben Affleck, Casey Affleck, an actual broom.
I'm gonna kill Casey Affleck just right off the bat.
God, I think he's fuckable, though. Personally, I mean, I'm just talking fucking, though. Not talking. And he has no power over me while we fuck. So basically, I guess I'm saying I'm raping him, but whatever. I mean, whatever. This is all metaphorical.
Yeah, so I've killed Casey Affleck.
Okay, so you're gonna marry Ben Affleck or marry the broom?
I think I'm gonna marry the broom. And I think I'm gonna fuck Ben Affleck. And, not because I, want to do that in any way, because I don't feel that way at
He was
all.
hot in the 90s, but that's how
but he has that, nostalgia about him. But he's an alcoholic, which is, not sexy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's been to, rehab and stuff.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, he's dealing with it. He's coping, and he's very public about it. But, yeah, so me and the broom, we're gonna...
I think Brie Larson would be very upset you said this, Carl.
You
can be more than a housewife. You don't have to marry a broom.
But if my broom is my husband's wife, wouldn't my broom just clean everything?
Oh, we're talking like a Mickey Mouse broom.
What kind of broom are you talking?
Because
magic lives in my life.
This is like a living broom. Oh. Well, yeah, you made the right choice. That's definitely the right choice. Never mind. I didn't have all the information. That was my problem. So, the original Captain Marvel was a Kree alien man named Marvel. I hate that.
Okay.
I really hate that. Okay, but that's fine. Nobody asked me. He came out in Marvel Superheroes number 112 in December of 1967. So, this is actually a pretty old superhero, because he was the original. And then Carol Danvers was Miss Marvel for many, many years.
Okay,
and she just recently became Captain Marvel, I think within the last 5 years, or relatively recent. It's been in the last decade at least. So it's interesting because she was Miss Marvel, divorced Miss Marvel, for 2 or 3 decades. But you know how I know about her? I was going to say this earlier and I fucking forgot because I'm drunk. She is the one who Rogue steals all of her powers from in the X-Men animated TV show.
Oh, wait, what'd you say? Who, Miss Marvel?
Yes, Miss Marvel. So, Carol Danvers. Rogue is a villain at the time working with Mystique.
Like you do.
You know, who hasn't been a villain working with Mystique at some point? And, Rogue, her whole power really is to absorb other powers. But, in the X-Men movies, she can fly. Or in the X-Men animated show, she can fly, and she has super strength, and she's almost invulnerable. That's because she absorbed all of Carol Danvers' abilities and stole them from her. And Carol Danvers, I believe I have this right, her consciousness was actually living inside of Rogue for a while, which I don't really understand how that works. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I remember that as a child. And Rogue is just upset because she's like, I stole this bitch's powers, and she was a real superhero. I'm a villain, and now I'm trying to be a superhero with stolen powers, and this bitch is in my head telling me I'm evil. This is not okay for me.
That happened to me last year.
Did it, Morgan?
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of this lying. I can put my foot... It's getting sad. No, so that's the only way I knew of Carol Danvers. I never read one comic with her in it.
Okay, fascinating.
Yeah, but she was kind of in the animated X-Men show for a couple episodes. She comes in too. She gets her... Something happens. She escapes from Rogue's head, or I don't know. I'd love to escape from my own head, but if wishes were pigs, I'd have lots of bacon. That's not saying.
But people do say it. Sorry, I was trying to find a ranking of the most powerful characters in the MCU, because I'm pretty sure Captain Marvel is She's like one of the top powers. I wish Andrew was here. He would know, like, he could just recite all the top 10.
Oh, he probably could. Well, okay, so we know the original Captain Marvel eventually became, quote-unquote, protector of the universe. He was a cosmic being. And he was able to feel drastic changes in the universe. He was connected to the entire universe. And he knew when something went wrong. He fought Thanos multiple times. And Captain, that is, Carol Danvers has pretty much the same abilities as Captain Marvel, as far as I can tell. So she's also like a cosmic level deity. But the original Captain Marvel, he fought Thanos multiple times. Did not get his ass kicked every time, because Thanos is tough. But then he eventually died of cancer. Which I think is sad.
Oh,
I know. I'm like, girl, you're going to make a cosmic... It's because of when it was written, I'm sure. Like, cancer is so scary. But then, Carol Danvers, when she was Miss Marvel, after she lost her abilities to Rogue, she became a cosmic deity in her own right called Binary. And that's all I know. So I'm not an Andrew, but I can't tell you, if she can be a cosmic deity, she's fucking powerful. She's, like, up there.
So, this list is not official at all, and this is the answer to nothing, except this like, website called The Gamer has, like, ranked the MCU main characters from weakest to strongest. And I'm not sure what they're basing this on. Just for reference, they have your boy Vision ranked as number 6 strongest.
What?
And I feel like
he's got an infinity stone in his head.
So he's at number... And Scarlet Witch at 7. We got Scarlet Witch at 7. Vision at 6.
Okay.
Iron Man at 5.
Veto.
Hulk.
Well,
Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Thor. And then they put Captain Marvel as the most powerful.
Wow.
But this is based on nothing, but I know I've heard Andrew, our comic book superhero friend, say that, like, Captain Marvel is among the strongest, like, characters.
One
in
of the Omega levels or whatever.
Yeah, in the Marvel universe. But, like, I don't know who else. But, like, Thanos is fucking up there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, he's not winning this list.
This is like...
Because these are heroes.
These are, like, the main characters.
Okay, so I agree with you. Scarlet Witch needs to be higher. She can change the fabric of reality. Yeah. So... It's pretty important. I don't get that.
Yeah. Iron Man's smart and rich.
Yeah, but Veto further. I mean, he's real smart and real rich, but still.
Yeah.
At least they didn't fragile. I thought sure you were going to say Captain America is number 1. I was going to spit.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
I was going to,
Let's see where he's at.
I spit on that. He's got to be low. He's not that powerful. He's just a leader. That's the thing.
They have him at 12.
12. Ha. Well, here's the thing. Carol Danvers, her origin story, which perhaps has been rewritten since, but she debuted as an assistant in a lab in 1967, one issue after the original Captain Marvel. So she was originally like a damsel in distress type character.
They all start somewhere.
Yeah, they sure do. But in the 70s, I think, she got into some kind of accident, and Captain Marvel tried to save her, and their bodies, like, mixed or intermingled in some way. And so she got his Kree powers, and that's how she was born as Miss Marvel.
Wait, and aren't the Kree, like, in Guardians of the Galaxy, they talk about them a lot?
Yeah, the Kree, I can't, those are the ones with the weird chins, I think.
Okay.
The chins with the lines all over them.
I will say I'm really interested to learn the history of Captain Marvel, because honestly, from the trailer, there's really not that much information, and we don't know how she got her powers. Like, I mean, people...
Because it could be different in the movie.
Yeah. Like, from the comic stuff, like, whatever it says, but, like, how they're explaining it and working into it. And then there's also this, like, weird time-traveling aspect, or, like, because, like, where has she been when all of the current things are happening? And then there's something with Samuel L. Jackson before he gets goned by Thanos, which is how we refer to that. Thanos goned you. You goned.
Yeah.
He pulls out a beeper to page Captain Marvel. So there's something there with, like, where she...
That's in the post-credits,
where
right?
she, like, lives in time. Yeah, it was one of the post-credits. So, like, because obviously if she's so fucking powerful, why hasn't she been around helping with this battle with Thanos?
Where the fuck she been?
Yeah.
Yo, where has she been at all?
Yeah, ever.
Right. Yeah.
So there's gonna be some interesting interweaving of Marvel's use of, like, time and shifting time, either with a time stone or through, like, other methods, and what they're doing in the interior universe, whatever, with the Doctor Strange stuff, because we left in such a place where basically this next film is going to have to undo everything that happened to try to do it right. And for the next Avengers movie, which also comes out in a couple months, which is crazy.
Endgame, right?
Yeah. So we're going to get all this Captain Marvel backstory, and then she's obviously going to be an integral part of whatever the final Avengers film is.
Well, it's just her and Ant-Man plus posse. Who are absent. Everyone else is either dead or barely survived.
Yeah.
So, you know what's interesting about this movie? And the reason I think it might not be a huge hit, because I don't know the quality, obviously, but I think it will get pretty good numbers, because you've got all the people who are interested in Avengers, who want to see, if you're interested in how this whole huge thing is going to end, you have to see this. Yeah. So you're pulling in that audience. Brie Larson has her own audience.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, Room alone, it's a very different audience, but that pulled in a lot of people who love her. She was so amazing in Room. I know we've already talked about it, but oh my God, that movie. Oh.
She was moving.
But you also have, there are tons of Captain Marvel fans. I mean, in the 70s, when she wasn't fighting supervillains, she was fighting for equal pay, like as a civilian, in the comics. So, like, she's been a feminist icon for decades. So I think you're going to pull in those characters, or those fans as well. And then also people who've never even heard of her, but are like, oh, finally, a Marvel movie with a woman, then they're going to come in. I just want to point out to you, so I've got this New York Times article hanging up on the wall of our studio.
It's very fancy.
And I'd just like to point out, compare Elektra to Captain Marvel. Elektra was in the Jennifer Garner in Elektra in 2005, I think.
Which I never saw.
Oh, God, it's trash. It's trash. Genuinely. I mean, I'll watch a lot of shit, but that was a low bar. I couldn't do that. Look at the she's wearing a fucking, like, red silk bustier.
It is a bustier.
It's a fucking bustier. It's corseted. Okay, so Jennifer Garner is supposed to be a supervillain fighting in a fucking corset bustier and a tiny little pair of hot pants, and she's got some damn strips of fabric wrapped around.
Yeah, she's like a ribbon dancer?
Yeah, she's a goddamn ribbon dancer. And that don't make no goddamn sense. That's misogyny. And then look at Captain Marvel, who actually looks like a superhero.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
she's covered.
Fully clad.
She's clad. Duh. Which, to me, just those two pictures make me feel a bit more optimistic about our future. Just because, I mean, for how many years have they been putting female superheroes in the most seductive and salacious outfits?
I will also say, to speak to that, I felt like Patty
Jenkins of Hurt Locker fame. I don't know.
No, but I was going to say Jenkins.
Oh, it's Patty.
Hurt Locker wasn't that Catherine Bigelow? I don't know. Maybe it was Patty Jenkins. But yeah,
you're 100% right. It was, Morgie.
But Patty Jenkins directed Wonder Woman, right?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Same movie.
Yes.
Same movie, really.
Obviously.
Hurt Locker.
But she, I felt like Gal Gadot was portrayed in like a really respectful way. Like,
she also directed Monster. Did you know that?
I did not.
I love her.
She does great work.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt.
But she portrayed Wonder Woman in like a pretty tasteful way. Like, there wasn't a lot of like ass shots or like money shots or like trying to get her in seductive poses. Like, it was mostly like Wonder Woman by nature wears like a more seductive outfit, but like they addressed her in such a way that it was like really not the point of it, and like she was just living her life or whatever. And then in the horrible Justice League film, there were so many crotch shots of Wonder Woman, and like they made her skirt shorter from like what it was in her film, and it was just like, it was like watching two different versions of like a thing. It was like a thing done by a fucking woman, and then a thing done by trash people. The fucking patriarchy.
It was a fucking obvious change. It was a awful, noticeable and obvious change. The only thing that was the same was that fucking good old theme. Ooh, I love when that theme starts playing. I don't care if her boobies are out. Yes!
Yeah, it's a good one. It
shit.
has that
Anyway.
like comic booky filter. Oh,
Yeah,
it's perfect. They
it gets
really
me
nailed
hyped
it with that.
immediately.
That's
They
like
did.
the one and only good thing they've ever done. The Wonder Woman theme song.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And the Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah,
I'll give them that.
Which
Otherwise,
they get no credit for, and only Patty
It's all
Jenkins.
Patty Jenkins. Wow, I can't believe she directed Monster. You know, that's one of my favorite movies. I
You
rewatched
have
that
said
movie.
this.
But you know what I do? I've told you this too, but I'm gonna
Cry
tell
at
everyone
midnight.
listening. I do cry at midnight. But if I'm not in the mood to cry at midnight, I just watch the first half of Monster.
Yeah, you did say that. That's so fucked up.
No, it's not. Their love story is so sweet,
You're
and I
so
love.
funny.
And I just want to imagine that she never gets caught for the first murder, which he was trying to rape her. So I say, kill the motherfucker. Self-defense, honey. But then she goes crazy and kills people for no reason. But at the halfway mark, she's in love, and things look so hopeful, and she like kills the guy. Yeah, that's horrible. And then she goes to a truck stop and like brushes her hair in the mirror, and I just want her to succeed.
And then you're like, roll credits.
And then I turn it
End
off.
of film.
I turn it off because immediately after that it's just sadness.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing left but sadness. So yeah. Anyway,
Woo.
I love Monster.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Not Monster Energy drink though. That makes me gassy.
Oh my god, I offered our contractor some water the other day, and he was like, I already have some, and he pointed to a Monster Energy drink, and I was like, you don't, though.
That's no water,
I was
baby.
Like, the opposite.
What does he need a liver for? He's a contractor.
Honestly.
I need a liver for that.
Whatever.
Okay, so Morgie, I know I've been talking a lot. I think I've said everything I have to say about the history. Are you excited about this?
I am excited, but it's a really busy time of year in general. So like it's kind of the start of like big movie season, right? Like we get further and further out from like summer blockbusters. It's more like spring blockbusters, and then we just like keep fading into summer. But I'm excited that it's sort of kicking off a wave of like a bunch of exciting movies that are coming out this year. I don't know if I'll have time to see it in theaters just because of my personal life schedule, but I can't wait to see it, and I am really curious because I'm so unfamiliar with the Captain Marvel story of like what they're going to do to work this into the universe, because I think they have a lot of things they have to play with so much because she's been so absent.
Yeah.
Like there have to be a lot of excuses for why she's not around.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see how close it sticks to the comic, if it does stick to the comic, just based on the research I've done. Like I said, I've never read the comic. And I'm also interested, I want to know, like, is she funny? Is she sexy without being, like, having to show all of her skin? Like, who is she? Because I really don't know, because Captain Marvel has been portrayed a bunch of different ways. Carol Danvers, too. And I'm going in, like you, kind of a complete question mark.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't know what to expect. I'm interested to see, of course, how they're going to do all the Avengers stuff and, like, Endgame and set all that up. But I'm more interested to just see if they'll make her likable, which I know is, like, a red letter word when it comes to feminism. Women don't have to be likable, but the protagonist of a movie does. They have to be likable.
At least to some degree, for sure.
Yeah, to some degree. I mean, otherwise you get fucking Ben Affleck as Batman in Batman vs. Superman, and I want to literally kill myself.
I'm also confused by the trailer of like, because everyone has some love interest or some backstory.
Sure.
So like, so there's like some moments that she has with this woman who's like maybe also a fighter pilot, like in the trailer that she interacts with. But then there's also like some studly Hollywood person.
Oh, a little bisexual action.
Well, I'm like, what team are we playing on here? Like,
Hey.
what are we going for? I don't know what to expect.
We just like to play.
It'd be don't hate the player. It'd be refreshing for her to be even bisexual, because it's like that's not a thing that they do a lot.
Should be the
and
first
like
queer superhero
yeah, and we were
in the MCU.
Yeah, and we were excited about in the Umbrella Academy, an episode we recently covered with one of the siblings being bisexual. Like, hey,
and he wasn't bi in the comics. So.
He's playing both sides, y'all. Like, we're getting out there.
With
we're
a
making
heavy
strides.
emphasis on the dick side.
Yeah,
that boy loves some dick.
He's had a lot of dicks in his mouth, but we'll see.
He
what
wasn't
Captain Marvel
sober
does.
for any of it. So
No,
can you blame him?
Who is?
Well, fair. Okay, so Morgan, I'm so excited because I want to introduce you to a new segment.
Okay.
Do you think you're prepared? Now, can we do this? Do you have something else that I've cut you off?
No.
Okay.
I'm prepared.
Okay. So this segment is called That's Problematic.
That's problematic.
And so my idea is I literally just search problematic, whatever our topic is. And then I look through the results and laugh at people who are so upset about the most minuscule and stupid things.
I love this and wish that we had always done this. And maybe we should have like a backtrack episode where we just like Google that from like maybe like our top episodes or something and just talk about the problematic things the internet has.
Oh my God. Special episode.
That would be so fun because we love trash talk and internet research.
And sometimes people are like, that's problematic. I'm like, girl, I never noticed. Thank you for
you have informed me.
But 8 times out of 10, I'm going to go with 80% of the time, I'm like, girl, no. Go home, sit down, take several seats, stuff some cheese in your mouth so you can't talk anymore.
They're like, Brie Larson's boots and Captain Marvel are actually from the 17th century? Okay. That's problematic.
That's problematic. Okay, so I'm going to give you a hint. I'm going to ask you a guess, okay? I'm going to give you a couple of guesses, but this is not about Brie Larson.
Okay.
It's not about the movie. It's about the action figure.
Oh, wait, like an action figure that's present in the film or like in real life?
Like a toy.
Okay. Something's problematic about it? Did they give her a dick bulge?
It's a really good guess. No, but that's a really good guess, and that would be hot. No, it's not a dick bulge. Do you have another guess? This is a light-up toy. That's a hint.
Does it look like a dildo?
Kind of, but that's not what this... That's not what this person had a problem with. Wait. This is tickling me. It's so fucking stupid. Okay. This is what they wrote. Okay, this is a blog. While the toy of Brie Larson itself is fine, it is the terrible placement of the doll's action button, quote unquote, that flies in the face of everything Captain Marvel stands for.
Please let it be on the nipple.
The button in question is located in her chest, right on her breasts.
Oh, so it's like she has the third breast?
Yeah. In order for one to press the action button, one must push and squeeze on Captain Marvel's breasts to get the lights and sounds. Now, many toys have action buttons, blah, blah, blah. So the question must be asked. This fucking person.
Must be.
Who thought in this era, when women must deal with objectification on a daily basis, that it was appropriate
Preach.
to place the button on Captain Marvel's breast, forcing the player to press them every time they want to play the sounds and lights.
This person thinks that's problematic.
They think that's problematic.
And they have feelings.
What? I mean, look, okay, here's a picture of the toy. More listeners, you can look it up if you so desire. I mean, okay, so it's obvious where I come down this. I think this is not problematic at all. That's where the, like, button goes on most action figures. Not all, but many. I don't think there's anything problematic about this, but do you disagree? Be yourself.
Her thighs are fucking fit. Look how fit they are.
She's muscly as fuck, girl.
Shit.
She's not playing around.
I don't feel quite as strongly as this person feels, but it is hard when it's a small toy. Like, where else would you put it?
The back, I guess. It's literally the front of the back for most toys.
Yeah.
Or like the crotch area, or like, the belt area.
And they want it to be testable in the box, so it generally has to be on the front somewhere.
But you have to press and fondle her breasts.
Wow. Well,
that's problematic.
They felt so.
I guess so. You know what? Whoever wrote this,
you love this blog.
Rachel Velasquez. Rachel, you're fucking wrong.
Fuck you, Rachel.
You're problematic, Rachel. Anyway, I thought that shit was the best. I'm going to start doing this, I think, for most episodes.
It's a really good topic.
Because someone's going to find something problematic about literally everything.
Oh, absolutely everything.
Right?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm going to search problematic Morgan Messick. I'm just going to see what comes up. I'm just going to see.
Probably my LinkedIn profile. Yeah. Oh my God. You didn't see the other day, but I posted on my Instagram, but I pulled up my LinkedIn. And it, like, they'll always have, like, job prospects for you. And they were like, we found 6 or more jobs at McDonald's or these other corporations that you might be interested in. And I was like, LinkedIn, you is dead. You is dead to me.
Based on your job history.
Yeah.
Fast food.
Based on your lack of keeping a job over the last couple years, you might try burger flipping. But also not on my resume. But I already did that for like 5 years. I ain't trying to go back.
You worked at Sonic forever. That was back in the day, though. You were a kid. I am not into LinkedIn because when I go to the open jobs, they just show me a picture of a casket. And I'm kind of over that. That's kind of hurtful.
Well, to be honest, if you have great life insurance, it could be good for your loved ones.
Who?
Like me.
Fuck you, bitch. That's problematic.
That's problematic, LinkedIn.
Speaking of problematic, you were telling me about this, Morgie, the Rotten Tomatoes thing.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah, so Rotten Tomatoes has said they didn't make this change because of the Captain Marvel backlash, but they did sort of address the problem in reaction to the Captain Marvel backlash.
There have been other movies that this happened with, but I'm with you. It's notable it happened now.
So basically, the Rotten Tomatoes used to have this feature until like just now, where you could go in and rate and review movies you haven't seen yet because they aren't even available. So you could go in and essentially tank an audience score by just getting a bunch of people together and giving it like 0% and like saying mean things about it. And a bunch of internet trolls got together and decided to do this for Captain Marvel because the internet trolls think we don't need any more strong female characters.
There are so many already.
Yeah, it's just saturated, especially in the superhero market.
Ghostbusters first and now Captain Marvel.
And that is probably literally verbatim a comment from one of those people.
Oh, I'm sure. No doubt.
It's just like insane. So they were like tanking the score. So people were mad. And so Rotten Tomatoes was like, okay, well, we'll just delete that feature. And then you can't do that. And then the internet is like even more mad. And by the internet, I mean the trolls. The trolls are more mad now.
What was the point of that feature? Was it supposed to be like the fact that you could rate before it came out? Was it supposed to like measure excitement?
I think it's like a buzz,
engagement?
like a buzz factor. Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking. I just want to see what the Rotten Tomatoes score is right now.
Yeah.
Do you have it?
I don't know, and now I'm wondering if it can have one at all since they took that feature away.
That's a good point. It can't be scarred until scarred. Well,
but it should be able to have a critic score because critics get like advanced screenings, and so they start to like put their scores in.
Yeah, so it does have. Let's see, it's an 85% right now.
Oh, that's pretty good for a superhero film.
Yeah.
The only things that get in the 90s are like a Black Panther or a Thor Ragnarok, so that's pretty good for superhero film.
Gloria Bell gave it 100%, whoever the fuck she is.
Whoever that bitch is.
She's important somehow.
She likes
Or no, wait, maybe that's a different movie. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's a different movie.
Oh, well,
there's a movie called Gloria Bell got 100% by somebody. No, 85%, that's way better than a lot of the stuff that we talk about on this podcast.
Yeah.
So that makes me hopeful.
It's hopeful. And I mean, whatever, no matter the level of good it is, like you said, the Marvel fans are going to see it because it's just another installment of like required watching along the way, you know? You really can't skip any of them, even the Ant-Man shit, like, because they're just also integral.
You need to know how them,
It's like weird because it's like such a sham that you have to do all that to be a part of this fandom or whatever, and then like if you want to be an even bigger part of the fandom, you have to read the comics and keep up with all this stuff and read like back issues, like way back. So it's just like it's a commitment and it's a thing to be a part of. But we've talked about fandoms before and just how wonderful it is to be a part of a fandom.
Well, and for the comic fandoms, you know, this world of technology we're in right now is the best possible world for comic fans. Because remember, was it last year we were talking about that new DC streaming service?
Oh, yeah.
That also comes with like the full archive of
full
DC,
backlog,
which is shocking.
Crazy.
I mean, that's amazing. I don't know if Marvel has a similar, but I bet they have something similar.
Well, because they're owned by like Disney.
Oh, so maybe.
But not. I think Disney's either like creating their own streaming service or like they're doing something with that. So I bet that shit'll live there
this year or next year or something.
Like
but what I'm interested in is the comic archive. That is priceless. Yeah. Literally priceless. Like you can't find these comics, especially these throwback Captain Marvel comics. Girl, you can't find those anywhere. Maybe somebody can, but I can't.
Yeah, and you've talked about the comic library at Reed College and how awesome that was.
Yeah,
like, and something like that's so unique and special because it just isn't prolific. It's not around. It's crazy.
It changed my life. Yeah.
our good friend Andrew that we've been talking about, he has like rooms and storage units just of comics because like he is a person who's like, I will stay up on comics, so he has to like constantly be buying them, but he doesn't like always have time to like get around to them, so he has these like backlogs of like comics that he's like always trying to catch up on so he can like always be in the know on his favorite comics, which is like wild. Yeah, he's an erratic person to make that endeavor. That's
kudos to him though. Kudos to everyone who does that shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's also like, I don't know, I think it's so refreshing to like love something so thoroughly that you throw yourself into it that hard. And I feel like that's one of the like things that like nerd culture gets a lot of like people make fun of like quote unquote nerdy people for like loving something so hard that they put themselves into it like that. But like, it's such a big emotional and mental commitment that like I have several fandoms that I love a whole lot, but I haven't even like thrown myself so fully into it, and I don't think it's like a thing to make fun of at all. Like, I deeply respect it.
Well, it's like you adore the WWF, and I never make fun of you for that. That's probably your number one fandom you're part of.
First of all, they changed it to the WWE because the World Wildlife Foundation sued them back in the 2000s. So now it's called the WWE, and you do know I love WrestleMania.
Look, we both went through a wrestling phase. Look, we grew up in Arkansas, and it was not to be avoided.
Sure, I liked a little bit back in the day, but I have researched into it because of like Sassy and Alan love wrestling. So like wrestling is around, and so I'll watch like major wrestling events. But like Sassy and Alan watch like all wrestling events. Like they have nights at their house where they're like, we are now watching these wrestling things at our house on Thursday night. Like, they love it.
You know, there are a lot of amateur wrestling things that you can go like to someone's backyard and like watch people fucking wrestle.
There's even
I saw a documentary about that.
Oh,
somewhere.
There's even like a community in Austin of like sort of like amateur wrestling that you can go to like venues and see.
Are they as sexy as the ones I see on TV? Because that's why I like wrestling.
I doubt it, yeah.
When a pre-internet little gay boy growing up in Arkansas, that was the closest I got to gay porn. It was real fucking close. Real fucking close. Do you remember that guy?
Erotic.
I think I've talked about this in the podcast before. I know it's a tangent, but that American guy who had brown, like, cropped cut hair and he always wore, like, Americana colors.
Yes. Okay.
He's like an Olympian. He won like a bronze medal in something. What's his fucking name? It doesn't matter. People know who I'm talking about. For some reason,
or they don't Randy comes to mind. It feels
Randy
like a person
Savage?
who should be named Randy.
Let's see. Wrestler Olympian. He's got to come up. Anyway, I distinctly remember I was in 5th or 6th grade and Kurt Angle. That's his name. Not the hottest, but fuckable in my opinion. And he gets like, there's like a milk truck that comes out and he takes the giant hose. It's like like a fire truck but full of milk, and he just sprays milk all over himself.
It's wild.
It was so sexual. I mean, he's in wet skin tight lycra. There's white shit all over his face. He's opening his mouth to drink the milk. He's got a giant tube in his hand. I mean, that is the gayest thing I've ever seen. And I've seen hours of gay porn since then.
It is, like, extremely...
Oh, my God.
Like, sexual in so many ways. Ugh. And also what's crazy is, like, the wrestlers of our day are still around. The Undertaker...
Oh, he's still doing his thing?
It's still a thing.
Oh, my God.
He's not maybe doing all the stuff, but, like, he's got beef. Like, he's a part of storylines. He's at WrestleMania. Like... He's still winning matches. It's crazy.
Kurt Angle got old. He's not sexy.
It happens.
I don't want to see him spray himself with milk these days. His neck is the size of a redwood.
Where's a young photo?
Oh.
Let's look at a young photo.
Let's do a sexy Kurt Angle.
But now they have like... Man, they have so much money now, and like WrestleMania is a really fun thing to look at. Like it's such a spectacle, and like a couple years ago, The Rock came and Ronda Rousey was there, and they had a tank. They brought a real life army tank, and like the people, like when people do entrances. Like, it's next level extra. Like, the entrances of wrestlers is, like, incredible.
He's not, like, super hot there, but there's a young child.
Oh, yeah.
You can get a little bit of... He was never the sexiest. It's just the fact that
he
showed his nips all the time.
Yeah,
and he was covered in white stuff.
Yeah.
I would watch wrestling again today. I like wrestling. I think it's, Look, there's so many harmful things to spend your time on. Wrestling is not one of them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. And all fandoms deserve love and respect.
Yeah, well, except for that KKK fandom you're part of.
Oh my god!
I think you need to leave, Morgan. I understand that you have Southern heritage, but
I'm getting so much bad press right
Why?
now because of this Momo shit that's going around.
What Momo shit?
Have you been out of the loop on Momo?
I have been. You know I live under a rock.
Girl, we've been
on a
non sequitur for like 10 minutes and we're just going to keep going. Yeah. Momo.
Well, look, there's not much that much to say about Captain Marvel. We said what we have to say, really.
She would approve
Sorry,
of this.
But it's true.
Momo is this blown, apparently, allegedly, Momo is allegedly a scary face person. Google Momo.
Okay.
So you can see her face in images. And she is supposedly, allegedly, being spliced into kids' programming on YouTube, like even on YouTube Kids. Ooh. So you'll be like watching Peppa Pig, and then Momo's face appears and she tells you to do things like turn all the gas on in your house and like slit your wrist and don't tell your parents and you'll never have to see me in real life.
Oh my
or she'll
God.
or she'll tell them like kill your parents tonight or like I'll eat you or like horrible shit like that.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you see her face? Do you see
her
face?
No, I'm looking. Oh, she's horrifying.
She got a big mouth.
Oh my God, she's got you know who she looks like?
Me.
Wait. I was going to pull up a picture of you. Damn it! But then you got handsy. You got handsy. I was looking up Morgan Messick. I was going to say she's horrifying.
Why did you go to Facebook?
No, this is her, right?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Oh my God. You know what she looks like? Do you remember that? It was a viral video from the early days of the internet, and it was that bunny lady who was like a transgender woman who was like very short and very thin.
Yeah.
She was battling some illness.
Yes, I know her.
And she did that scary tap dance thing.
I know
That's
her.
who this bitch looks like, this Miss Momo here.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she's digi-evolved or something.
So, anyways, that's what's allegedly happening, and then outcry from parents and the media blowing it up and turning it into this thing. And so they're calling it the Momo challenge, like essentially like this image appearing to children and telling them to do bad things.
But it definitely does exist.
No, it definitely is not confirmed. No, so the New York Times...
Oh, I just got chills. That's frightening.
Mm-hmm. So it got really blown out of proportion, and YouTube is like, there have been no reported, like, sightings of this.
Oh, that scared me real bad. Look, I've got chill bumps all over my body.
And the New York Times did, like an article, like a really, really good article that I read earlier this week about how, and I can't remember what their title was, but it was like, Momo exists, but only because you made it exist, or whatever. Ugh. And it was like the fear, like the fear that parents have of like what their children are doing and what's being done to them when they're not looking is what Momo is. Like, Momo doesn't exist, but the fear that you have instilled in yourself made you hysterical about this, and you created it.
You know, that's like,
which is fascinating.
That Slender Man / Urban Legends episode,
and
right?
Slender Man's one of the reasons that people are like, we have to shut this down. Slender Man made those girls kill that person, or well, stab their friend to death, or many times. I can't remember if she died.
I think friend's a loose term, but
yeah. Those girls,
she didn't die. She survived.
That girl up. But because of instances like that, parents are
Momo's like the new Slender Man.
Yes. Wow. Except that she may not exist and is only a hysterical creation.
Should we rename our podcast Momo and Slender Man? Just a thought. Just putting it out there. That's a good idea.
That is hilarious.
That's really good, right? Oh my God. I don't know. That's an idea. Somebody write that down on a sticky note. Girl.
Oh, wait. Copyright. Beauty and the Bitch.
Beauty and the Bitch. Momo and Slender Man.
2019.
Yeah, I'm very scared of her. I'm just looking at all these pictures of her now, and I'm just very upset.
Yeah, it's very upsetting.
I will tell you, Maureen, this is one of the worst pictures I've ever seen of you. It's not the worst, but it's close.
Well, thank you.
I found a T-shirt you made me back in the day
with all my faces
all over it, and the worst picture of you right in the middle, because you know I love that picture.
Yeah,
of you. So funny.
I was really proud of that shirt.
So your plug this week is Momo. You're plugging yourself.
I kind of am. I would love to plug people reading the New York Times article about the Momo phenomenon, because I saw like parents and friends and like people sharing the story, of course, because they're scared that their kids are exposed to things
it's
like
a
that.
horrifying idea.
So, like, people I know being like, tell your kids, educate them, whatever, all this. And then the New York Times came out with this article that was like, you should always be talking openly with your children and keeping them informed and educated, but you also should inform yourself. Like, you're not informing yourself of what's the truth, and you're getting hysterical about something that does not exist.
So this came out on March 2nd. Is that Sunday? Was that Sunday, March 2nd? Today's the 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd. No. So that was a Saturday. It was the Saturday edition.
Probably like 3 weeks ago by the time, or however long it takes for this episode to come out. It'll be a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Okay, so this New York Times article Momo's talking about is called Momo is as real as we've made her.
Oh, yeah. Which is a great tagline, and it's a really good read. I really encourage you guys to read it because it's hard to understand the hysteria and the phenomenon around this Momo thing. And if you're like me, your friends are posting about it, and you don't have kids, so you're like, it's fine, whatever. But, like, you should read about it.
Kim Kardashian posted about it.
About it being real and scary?
Yeah. She said, monitor what your kids are watching. Well, look, here's the thing. Maybe it's not real, but it could be real.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it totally could be.
Look, I think this is the original Morgie. The original Momo.
Yeah, so the original
original?
Momo, the image was taken from an art. Like, it's like a sculpture that, like, a really sweet Japanese lady created to not be a scary thing at all. It was, like, part of this art collection.
Wait, is it this?
Mm-hmm.
Girl, how that not scary?
It's a part of a
this
thing.
This bitch ain't nothing but boobies, a scary smile, a scary eyes, and bird legs.
She's like a bird lady. She has a thing. You can
read
it.
It looks a little, you know what it looks like is Miyazaki.
It's very Japanese.
Yeah.
It's very Japanese, and she's a Japanese artist.
They're wrong. She's scary.
She is scary.
That Japanese artist is wrong.
But somebody took, like, the likeness of her and, like, it just kind of developed from there.
Girl, look at her bangs. How you say she not scary with stringy ass bangs?
I'm just saying she wasn't meant to be a child horror.
She looks like a homeschooled 6th grader. I cannot.
You are so mean about Momo right now.
She's scary looking and I can't help it.
But
she needs to go to sleep for about 6 years.
It's a bad time to be a Momo, which is every other on the New York Times article, there were so many comments by, like, people named Momo that were like, y'all, it's a rough time out there right now. And I was like, same.
You know, just to put a silver lining on the storm cloud, you now know there is never any chance you'll be the least attractive Momo.
Oh my God.
There was never any chance of that anyway.
Such a blessing.
But now, you could literally get into 6 fires and just still be good to go, girl.
Yeah,
you could burn your face into nothing.
Like, if we're only ranking things by Momos, I'm probably like an 8, honestly. Like,
I would give you a solid 9.
Oh my God.
Yeah, out of 100. Out of 10. Okay, are you ready?
She's a bitch.
She's a bitch. Yeah. Morgan and the bitch. Okay, are you ready for my plug?
I am.
I'm not ready for my plug. I wrote this when I was real fucked up, and you can tell, okay? This is what my plug says. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, :
Preach.
Right? Millennials are very cautious regarding children. Arrow. There's a strong current towards back to the land / survival skills. Permaculture is a good place to start.
It's weird because what I like about this format is that you start with an icon and you end with a call to action.
That's true.
Like, let's get back to our roots. But everything in the middle is meandering.
It's confusing.
And it's not, like, wrong necessarily, but, like, what does it mean?
I think my main plug was I loved Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez coming out and saying, look, my generation is having fewer kids. And the reason we're having fewer kids is because, partially, at least some of us, we're afraid to bring children into this world. And that's not crazy. Mm-hmm. I haven't heard a politician say that. Maybe they have, but I haven't heard
She's real. She keeps it, like, hella real.
I'm really obsessed with her.
Fox News, really literally thinks she's the Antichrist.
Well, and they've done everything to tear her down. They've talked about her clothes. They've talked about her men's. They've talked about her apartment. Get the fuck off of her. I mean, really? You're going to focus on Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who comparatively has, like, no power. She's, like, a freshman member of Congress.
Yeah.
And then Donald Trump is over here fucking just leaving orange slime everywhere he sits. I just can't even with these
so
Republicans.
Absurd. They, like, cannot handle a straightforward brown woman telling them how it fucking is.
Exactly.
Like, they cannot handle it.
And where is the lie? And every Democratic candidate for the 2020 election has, as far as I know, I could be wrong, this might be outdated when you hear it, they have adopted her new Green Deal. Which I am so excited
That's
about.
wonderful.
I think she's
I think she's going to go far and do well. And, like,
oh my God.
I can't get enough. I follow her on, like, all of the social medias. She's, like, just such a fierce feminist. And, like, she's just so beautiful, like, physically to look at. But also, like, she's so strong. Like, I love her. And she's not scared or anything.
You know she's a huge fan of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh, even
another reason
better.
to love her.
Oh, my
just
God.
another reason to love her.
That probably kills Fox News. They probably hate that.
Hate that.
Yeah.
Oh, they hate it. But that's okay. Who the fuck cares what they hate?
No one.
All right, Morgan. What time are we at? How long have we been talking about?
We're about like at 49 minutes.
49 minutes? This is a short episode.
We're doing good. Well, it's okay because we got a double tonight, y'all. It's
That's
a busy time. We're having a really transitional period in both of our lives, and we're just doing the best we can.
Yep.
Oh, my God. I also want to plug that really great, like, it's like a meme now, but just some girl posted as her status. Oh my god. Just talk to full time while I pull this up.
Oh, okay. So, things that I think I could have done better in middle school. Okay? When the straight boys no longer wanted to be my friend, I should have just said, fuck y'all. And I'm gay. That could have been better than what I did, which was like 3 years of sadness. And then I got a great girlfriend. But still, I could have handled it better.
Wait, which thing did you do wrong? Because our friendship has lasted.
No, our part is good.
Oh, great.
But that was junior high. No, I'm talking about middle school when all the boys I was friends with, they all just kind of, it became obvious I was queer in some way, I guess, or something. They just stopped being friends with me. And it really hurt my feelings. Man. That was like my best friends, and they just fucking abandoned me.
Middle school's transitional time, too.
It is transitional. And you know what? I wanted to fuck them all later, but I didn't really want to be their friend later. So it was actually for the best. Yeah.
Okay, I found the thing. So this girl, she posted her status, and now it's gone, like, viral, and, like, it's every mantra ever. Oh. And it's, listen, am I the most attractive girl out there? Of course not. But do I have a good personality? No. But do I wake up every day and try to be the best person I can? Also no.
I like that.
It was just like her being funny, and it has become like the entire mood of 2019. Every girl's getting it tattooed on like the inside of their left arm. It is like the only way that I could ever feel right now.
Oh my God.
So that's how my life's going.
I feel that. I definitely. Look, here's the thing. I think about this all the time. How many billions of people live on this earth now? 8?
4?
9?
I don't know.
It's a lot. It's like, girl, you're never going to be the best at anything, period. You're just not. There are too many people.
I would never strive to be the best at anything.
I have a fair amount of ambition, and I used to have more when I was in a small pond, and I wouldn't say I thought more highly of myself, but I just didn't understand. Mm-hmm. The pool's just too big. You just got to do the best you can and try not to drown, honestly, because you're never really going to be the smartest, the prettiest, the sexiest. You're never going to have the biggest dick.
Yeah.
You're never going to have the biggest dick unless it's in your mouth. Now, that is possible.
Oh.
Yeah, because you could suck the biggest dick.
Well, see, somebody's got to, though.
Me. Got to.
And on that note.
So you should follow us everywhere online. We're on Instagram.
Yes, we are. We're on Facebook.
I switched it up because I was like, Morgan always has to do this. I thought I'd try.
You're doing great. Go for it.
We're on Facebook.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. We're on YouTube.
That's right.
We have every single episode.
Except for just that one.
There is that one
we don't know what happened. We can't find out because we're not the best at anything.
Well,
we're definitely not the best at YouTube.
We have a WordPress blog.
Hell yeah, we do.
And if you're having trouble finding a place to listen to the podcast, I would say download any podcast app, but no shade. You can also go to our WordPress you can also go to our WordPress blog. It is bnbcast.wordpress.com. And you can just listen to every single episode and read a write-up.
Yes, and if you are listening to this from your trusted favorite podcast app, please subscribe to us so you can catch our future episodes and rate and review us.
Yeah, it really does matter because if you rate us and give us a lovely review, that means that iTunes will show us, or whatever app, they all work the same really, they'll show us to more people who might be interested.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, because we want more weirdos to join our BBs.
Yeah. So Tell your friends. We love you, BBs.
Okay. Captain Marvel's gonna suck. See you later. Bye.
Do you have a home? Beauty in the Bitch. You look. Bitch. Beauty in the Bitch. Beauty in the Bitch.